Hello, talkers. You've missed these little what the fuck videos of ours, haven't you? What if I were to tell you there was a 6th Chucky sequel? A direct-to-video sequel. And that this sequel was set in an asylum. An asylum with less of an oppressive atmosphere and poorer costume design than the one we saw for 3 minutes in the first Child's Play. If I told you this movie was called Cult of Chucky, what would you say then? You can't picture Chucky maintaining a cult, can you, talkers? Who would be in Chucky's cult, do you think? When he's impulsively murdered both Eddie Caputo and Tiffany, and everyone else who works with him. Maybe you believe this movie deals with something like inmates worshipping Chucky's severed head. Now what if I were to tell you the real answer was even more hilarious?
The Second Amendment isn't just obsolete, it's dangerous.
Just imagine, wouldn't it be striking if the original Child's Play opened up with the 1988 death penalty debate?
I'm not into guns, Rachel. I have a couple. I just want to be able to protect myself.
From what, exactly?
From people who would harass me about my troubled past?
You Googled me.
Yeah, I did.
I was 6. My babysitter was murdered. Along with my teacher and my caseworker and 37 other people over the years.
Including a decorated U.S. colonel and Britney Spears. Reasonable first date material, Andy. Oh, but you think that's oversharing, don't you?
Look, Andy, I think you're a nice guy, but this is just too much for me.
That's code for I don't believe your stupid story and you lost me at guns. You might find some creepy stuff on a background check, but don't cancel on your date unless they admit to it. After that, stick 'em with the wine bill. It's getting really expensive to capture footage of the moon these days. What exactly has Andy accomplished that he can afford a new pickup, an isolated luxury cabin, a collector's case full of guns, and wasted dinner dates? Because he sure as hell didn't sell his story to the news. Maybe Andy's social life is so bad because this is what he does in lieu of having a hobby. Getting stoned.
Guess it's just me and you again tonight, pal.
Give me a hit off that, will you?
I honest to God would watch a movie where Chucky's head just blazes up with Andy Barclay. But because Chucky hasn't been cool since 2004...
With your best friend.
Fuck you!
Like you've got room to get mad. You could have been lighting a fire right now and not getting lit.
Dr. Foley, what I did was unforgivable.
It's Andrew Lincoln.
Schizophrenia is an illness.
It's an illness that we here in off-Hollywood often use as a catch-all term for, crazy.
Do you think Alice would accept that as an apology for making her an orphan? Are there no cameras?
Not in medium security. But don't abuse the privilege.
You are only to take restroom breaks in the assigned restroom areas.
Anything else, just let me know. My name's Carlos.
Thanks for being so nice.
We're not going to be friends. Just doing my job.
Spoilers, after this scene, Carlos speaks maybe 2 more times to Nika in passing. I mean, he wasn't lying.
Just doing my job.
Angela, we can all see you.
This patient believes himself to be a jump scare.
She's harmless. They found her living on the street like 30 years ago.
So this mental hospital accepts walk-ins?
I don't know about that.
Whoa! He said
It's just a good guy doll, one of thousands made back in the 80s.
No, he said Chucky.
They had 50 different names. 2% of them were Chucky.
Where'd you get it?
Hot Topic.
You sure this is one of the thousands made in the 80s then?
No.
Ah, parenthood at first sight.
He's my baby.
What an innovative therapy tool to use, Sheriff Grimes. After this encounter, 100% of your group are now further away from making a breakthrough.
We don't even have access to real coloring.
The only thing I could get my hands on are the barbiturates they give me every morning that I've been stockpiling for months, waiting for the right bitch to come along to poison.
Nika doesn't want meds to fuzzy up her judgment and make her do things like admit she's not taking meds in front of 3 witnesses over a doll.
Nika, this is Miss Valentine, your niece's legal guardian.
Luckily for Tiffany Valentine, neither Child Protective Services nor this institution are as anal about background checking as an average woman on a public date.
I'm sorry, but you seem really familiar. Did anyone ever tell you look exactly like Jennifer Tilly?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I know they usually say I look like Jennifer Tilly, but older.
How is she?
She's dead, Miss Pierce.
What happened?
I'm no doctor, Miss Pierce, but I think it was a broken heart.
You're just gonna let this shady lady leave it at that.
She wanted you to have something.
The entire 2% of Chucky dolls will soon be present in this building.
Wanna play?
That's...
The receptionist's desk has its own set of surgeon's tools for emergencies.
Where's Nika?
Last door on the right.
Let me explain something to you. I am a vintage, mass-marketed children's toy from the 80s.
In this shot, Chucky looks like he's rocking a loaded diaper.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I'm a schizophrenic.
Damn it, Angela, I may not be your therapist, but I will bring you back to reality, and you will complicate my plans, if it takes me all night.
You're next.
Seeing Nika like this makes Chucky suddenly not want to kill her, but care for her.
It's after 7.
What the fuck, Chucky? You're not the Predator with an honor code looking for a good hunt. You were gonna kill her 4 years ago. You were gonna kill her tonight. If you don't want her to kill herself, then when she's laying there, not dead yet, but too weak to move, in the time it took you to perform this miracle of first aid, why not just kill her then?
Leave it!
There's no blood or poop or barbiturates hidden under there.
Please, I'd like to get dressed.
Just my pride.
Okay.
Reporting bright red warning flags is not in Carlos' job description. Whew. Well, Nika, now you have all the time you'll need to find a plausible way of cleaning all this blood up before... or not. She broke a spoke off the wheelchair constantly within Nika's earshot, took it back to her room and cut her wrist, waited for enough blood to pool onto the floor, leaned over and wrote her message, and without disturbing that message or getting blood anywhere but the floor, climbed back up. She sucked the blood off her writing finger and with the weapon still in her hand, passed on. Classic suicide.
Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is usually the right one.
Don't say Chucky is the simplest.
Chucky did it.
Please tell me that you are not going to let her dominate the group with this crap.
Hey, I brought 2 consecutive Chucky dolls in here for a reason, and it was just so Nika could dominate the group with this crap.
So why didn't he kill you when he had the chance?
Because he's fucking with me. That's what he does. First, he'll kill each and every one of you in the most horrible ways you can imagine.
Chucky's only driven you to suicide thus far. He wants to see how you squirm when he kills off an overwhelmingly antagonistic group of people you barely know. Just to fuck with you.
You have to go get her.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Little known fact, it's actually easy to tell when someone with dissociative identity disorder shifts over.
Ridiculously easy. A lot easier than being CEO of a $200 billion corporation.
Because they'll immediately give you a brief job description.
You're Mark Zuckerberg now.
Yeah.
Dr. Foley, it's true. He's alive.
What have you done to yourself now?
As a licensed psychologist, Dr. Foley can see through her games. A history of burning down houses goes hand in hand with an inclination towards leaving bite marks on your own flesh, whilst vehemently arguing in favor of what you claimed was bullshit less than an hour ago. I say she's schizophrenic. For that stunt, you get an hour alone with the Chucky doll. Maddie's psychosis has to do with killing her baby. And just being a dick in general. I never would have expected it. The guy with the split persona just switched into a different persona. Mr. Mancini, I'm unsure about what's going on here. How and why is Nika seemingly the first one to witness this murder? Or is she still looking at Malcolm's creepy ass in the snow and screaming for no explainable reason? The shots of similar lighting, similar framing, and no clear transition in between them. You might want to fix that. In this universe, Perez Hilton allows uncensored blood on his website.
What the fuck?
I think both dolls are alive somehow.
Chucky's making Horcruxes. Psychiatry is easier when you're drunk.
I've missed these little sessions of ours.
Holy shit! And they call me sick?
You know what's sick, Chucky?
It's diabolical.
Kink shaming. What the fuck? Remember how forced and cringe-inducing it was when Freddy tempted Catherine Krueger with his glove in the end of Freddy's Dead?
Feels good, doesn't it? Let your daddy show you how to use it.
Don Mancini wanted to do a scene just like that.
Time to join the club.
But instead of Chucky's daughter, it's his ex-girlfriend's kid. And instead of something like Freddy's glove, Chucky uses a piece of broken glass to bring forth Nika's bloodlust.
You know you want to.
If you ever notice, Chucky wears red shoes and is a possessed doll. Alice in this scene wears red shoes and is a possessed girl.
Auntie Nika.
It's a Shyamalan sort of thing. Look at the size on Chucky, mate! Absolute unit! They decided to crib from Child's Play 3 just to get a sufficiently disturbing model of Chucky for a flash scare. What the fuck is that, Universal?
I have a hell of a headache. Don't you remember?
I remember you hypnotized me, and then the rest is kind of a blur.
You assaulted me.
Because this is Looney Tunes, Dr. Foley also has amnesia.
I have a hell of a headache.
Yes, from getting hit on the head with a bottle.
Hello?
Hello, Andy.
Who is this?
Tiffany?
Andy and Tiffany have read all about each other from the lore.
I know who you are.
However, those who haven't seen the previous Chucky movies are probably especially lost concerning how these scenes are relevant.
Actually, there's 3 of us at the moment.
They're not.
And the cult is growing all the time.
I'm pretty sure a cult needs more than 3 members before it's considered a cult.
Oh, I have a message from Chucky. I'm your friend to the end.
You know, of Chucky's myriad of menacing aspects, I really feel his bare plastic hands are among the least suited to build suspense around. And it's made all the more apparent as we watch him being smothered by a pillow. I just love how thick they're laying on the drama that Chucky might actually die an hour into the film from suffocation, when his first scene shows him surviving without lungs in a sealed vault.
What have you done to your baby, Madeline?
It's not a baby, it's just a doll.
Dr. Foley has been waiting outside Madeline's room 24/7 for this exact breakthrough.
You didn't kill him.
What?
Nika, please.
He's just pretending.
Leave him alone! He's alive!
Nika tries to prove Chucky is just playing possum by giving him a greater justification to play possum. and looking like a blatant ding-dong in the process.
I know that now.
You can call and make an appointment.
No, this is an emergency.
I bet, but now please just get back in your car and turn it around, all right?
Okay, then I want to commit myself.
Get the hell out of here, right now!
Motivated assault! You must be schizophrenic, and I'll use my authority as a security officer to book you a stay in this mental health facility. Of course, under the circumstances, we can't relieve you of your boots or other personal effects. When you're cured, you'll find your pickup truck full of guns outside.
Why would anyone send this to me?
Well, why start questioning it now?
What things to worry about right now?
I just know I have 2 children of my own and I'd do anything to keep them safe. Would you kill for them? If it was for their own good?
I wouldn't kill them for their own good, if that's what you meant by that vague cliche.
Checking on you every 15 minutes. Hi, baby.
Her baby never had a name, she just called it Baby. Chucky's got a face like he's just watched Seed of Chucky. Okay, damn, Chucky, damn! Apparently your little plastic hands now qualify as lethal weapons.
Fatality.
Nurse Ashley, what's gotten you worked up? I see you're in a panic, but I can't hear anything over that music. Can you hear the music too? Looks like suicide to me. Naturally, the police aren't called in at this point.
Dr. Foley, I don't think I can do this anymore.
What?
Too much.
She may have nothing else important to do in this film, but it is important to know why she won't be present during the last act.
Madeline's dead.
Chucky did it.
No. She killed herself. She dug him up and mutilated herself so it looked like Chucky did it.
She dug him up despite being attended to throughout the day and then set it up to look like the doll who she thought was her baby did it? Yeah, no take-backs, Dr. Foley. You referred to it as Chucky. You'd have to be an idiot to even suspect suicide, or Nika for that matter, at this point. You should be getting your ass to the bottom of this and not indulging your second tangential kink. And if you really think Nika committed murder and by your own beliefs knocked you the fuck out, are you not at all worried that her showing up unannounced in a straitjacket might be a trick?
You're gonna die.
You're a diagnosed schizophrenic.
That'll change when I get to a doctor who knows how to correctly diagnose schizophrenia.
I don't know whether to kill him or just take notes.
Well, you have been slipping when it comes to variety lately.
Now we're gonna try this again.
Because that worked out so well when she was out of her mind and had untied hands. Chucky, what gave you the idea to want to try this shit? The fact that you saw she was willing to kill herself over her niece? Or maybe the fact that when you last tried this with your own plastic and blood, it backfired?
Give me the power I beg of you. I never felt so alive.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the promise of the title.
Welcome to the cult, pal.
A literal cult of Chuckies.
I'm gonna go kill Andy. I've been through a lot today.
Of course, I'm pretty sure a cult needs more than one member to be considered a cult.
Oh shit, you win.
Because intestines generate steam heat. And this is the last we see of Carlos. He really wasn't Nika's friend, or an enemy, or even really a character.
Get it over with.
If I wanted you dead, you'd be tits up by now. There's worse things than death.
So that's why Chucky left her alive. Can't wait for everyone in the comments to listen to my last comment on the subject, switch the video off and claim I never watched the movie. So a follow-up question, Chucky. If you don't want her to die, then when she was laying there, not dead yet, but too weak to move, after the time it took you to perform that miracle of first aid...
I was never gonna kill you, Nika.
Why not just possess her then?
Give me all the power I beg of you!
Why couldn't they get a real handicapped person to play this role? With Chucky possessing her, Nika can now fight her way out of the straitjacket.
Hiya, Doc.
But she loses her ability to act her way out of a paper bag.
This is for Nika.
Chucky, I know you're a raging hypocrite, but do you really believe you have the grounds to mete out justice on behalf of someone whose mortal soul you just forced from its shell? Did the cosplay nurse just come back for her sexy garter?
I killed her. I'm Charles.
In your dreams, asshole. I'm Charles. You're a fucking poser. You're sick. And not in the fun way like me.
The key to getting through to dissociative identity disorder is to do a marginally better impression of who the patient is supposed to be.
And just fucking multiple Malcolm.
This display of superiority will goad the subject into admitting his conscious reason for dissociating.
I just want to be someone who matters.
This is starting to get way too uncomfortable.
This is the end, fucker!
Right now, pussy!
He just wasted 5 bullets on the Chucky he personally sent in.
Yeah, thinking is for losers.
And Don Mancini wasted Alex Vincent.
Heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons. You'll become a bad guy when you wear the good guy shoes. You'll put them on your feet and then you won't know what to do.
You look great, Tiff.
So I'm guessing the whole movie was written to make this scene plausible.
So this is different.
At least this means that maybe there's a bigger plan for all this. Brad Dourif's been the voice and the performance behind Chucky for 30 years now. But someday he'll have to retire. Even still, now that Fiona Dourif has merged her character's body with the spirit behind the character her father created, we might be seeing a new icon take up the mantle, and Chucky could just become immortal.
There's definitely perks to being supernaturally possessed.
Or not. What the fuck? Hello, talkers! Thank you for listening to this video in its entirety, and in particular, thank you, Earl Revit, for being a patron and for pledging $25 or more to our Patreon page. Me and Bojangles thank you very much, and we appreciate your patronage for helping us to create more videos and to survive from day to day whilst we do so. Be sure to check out more of our work, and we'll see you next time.